I send you friend request, you know not accept. You see my message, girl, and you know fi deny. What do you do me? I know fi forget. Some women are wicked, some women are wicked. Yeah. Sugar baby sweet only when money dey. But I know get money now, but I go get one day. If you know and do, then let me know. Cause I know fi postpone my love, I know go fi postpone my love. My money no day, I dey. When you dey young, I dey. My house no pay, I dey. I dey for you, I dey. Now you wanna use me to play me, oh man, away. If you leave me, I go run mad. Call me Mr. Romantic, yeah. My money no day, I dey. When you dey young, I dey. My house no pay, I dey. I dey for you, I dey. Now you wanna use me to play me, oh man, away. If you leave me, I go run mad. Call me Mr. Romantic, yeah. For you, I did it. For you, I did it. For you, yeah. For you, I did it. For you, I did it. For you.
Baby, make I explain, baby. I know I'm so far, I run a jackpot, baby. No be say me, I don't love you, I want you, but I dey wait, make you hammer. Please forgive me. I love you, oh, I swear, oh, baby, forgive me. I know me waiting, I do you, so forgive me. I one day for you every day, oh my baby, oh my baby.
My money no day, I dey. When you dey young, I dey. My house no pay, I dey. I dey for you, I dey. Now you wanna use me to play me, oh man, away. If you leave me, I go run mad. Call me Mr. Romantic, yeah. My money no day, I dey. When you dey young, I dey. My house no pay, I dey. I dey for you, I dey. Now you wanna use me to play me, oh man, away. If you leave me, I go run mad. Call me Mr. Romantic, yeah. For you, I did it. For you, I did it. For you, yeah. For you, I did it. For you, I did it. For you.
No be say me, I don't love you, I want you.
For you, I did it. For you, I did it. For you.
No be say me, I don't love you, I want you.
Boombox, yeah.
Johnny Magaragi.
Now I'm
Swaps.
the heavy. Yeah.
Let me call upon Mr. Karingeko. Soon I'll be calling him Dr. Karingeko. But for now, allow me to call him Mr. To just give us a welcoming remarks.
Our guest of honor, Professor Nyengo Mkandaoye, other guests that are here, Dr. Mwenda, and other guests that will still be coming. Gents, ladies, I welcome you all to this, the 2022 finale dinner, titled The Great Gatsby. You don't seem that all excited to be here. Are we happy to be here? That's more like it. Maybe we're a bit hypoglycemic, that's why we're not very happy. But I assure you, this is going to be a night to remember. On behalf of the Student Representative Council, as well as the student body at large, I would like to welcome you all once again, and a special welcome to our guests of honor, We will be joined subsequently by other guests of honor, Dr. Katundu and others that we'll see subsequently. But in short, I want to assure you that this is going to be a night worth your time. So, look to your left, look to your right, look to your beloved or whoever you have with you, assuming you didn't come alone, and assure them that this is going to be a great night. Otherwise, let's make this a memorable night. Thank you very much.
We have heat wave around us. We have heat wave around us, so I would like each one of you to at least have a drink. As you're having a drink, Max Short. I think that's how you pronounce your name, right? Max Short. Something like that. Akala kutipangira poem yake. Okuti kumwelera, okuti kufewetsa bukosi. Iye akala kutisangalatsa. He's a poet, so he will be here entertaining us as we are having our drinks. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to call upon Maxon with a poem.
I just want to say some one or two poems. But before I start, let me just say this, yeah? Ningati kuvala zinthu zobwereka. Kachisoti kobwereka, ndaboka yobwereka, trousers zobwereka, kumaso savalo zobwereka. Kumokhala finali guys, kufinali sungabwereke. So before I start the spoken word, allow me to confess, though I'm not a Catholic, but I just want to tell you, gentlemen, how these beautiful queens like it, all right? So ladies like it when you're romantic. They just want you to be fantastic, okay? They like you more when you're fun, yeah, when you're dramatic, but they hate you when you're not stable, when you're not realistic. So, let me tell you about poetry. The formula for poetry. Poetry is when you get selected to a university, which was then a college, and you think that your life will no longer be in bondage. But at the end of the years, you start to regret as a doctor who prescribes the long dosage. Okay, let's play it safe. Poetry is when the nice food is sneaked behind the back door of a cafe, and the leftovers are left over for the needy student whose upkeep is almost over to buy the rotten chicken at a higher price over and over. I'm not trying to be poetic, but I just find all this quite poetic. As the story of Romeo and Juliet, which starts out very romantic, it always ends very tragic. Tragic is a boy who writes a letter to his mother regretting his stay in college. He writes, "Dear mother, I write this letter with regret and shame because I know I have failed you in my pursuit of pleasure and fame. I know I should have kept those words of deep wisdom you included in my farewell note 5 years ago when I packed my brown leather suitcase heading to college in search of a greener pasture. You scribbled with much difficulty, as much as your old handwriting could, to jot down on an old ragged piece of paper that beloved verse of yours. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. But when I arrived here, amidst these beautiful buildings, amidst the high school scholars and internationals, amidst the cream and the best of the nation, I felt like I was at the pinnacle of academic achievement, so that your advice was no longer applicable to me, being an intellectual. The new friends I met here in college complimented me with flattering words when I changed from the old-fashioned church dress code to the new swaggish ngono these days. And they would say, "Abandiye mabwera ngati coming bwana, mwasa big." So I felt like indeed ndafika. I convinced myself that I was now old enough to make my own decisions, no longer to make my life so tough. Therefore, I decided to disregard your wise counsel, which to me was old enough. My new friends led me astray from the beautiful path you trained me to take, which was narrow and always seemed like a pain in my bone marrow. Pity, I could not tell it was a heaven-sent arrow pointing me to eternal life. Mama, my life has changed so much. It's been 6 months now since I last set foot into the church. 6 months since I landed into the college bar, the hanghouse bar, mastering the art of liquor consumption. 6 months now, and I'm starting to feel that I've gone too far. I still remember the good old days when he used to dress me up in my church attire, sit with me on the chapel bench, second row on the left, and listen to a preacher preach about a savior that was listening, the words that touched my heart. There I realized that I was broken, but the word told me that I was beautiful, not forsaken. Beautiful because I was broken, wonderful words ever spoken. So dear mom, at the back of my mind, I still remember you singing a favorite song, Kristo Munyimbo number 204, where I also chera imva kuitana mwana wanga. So mama, my mind is decided now. I've made up with Tima Wanga. I'm coming home, dear mama. The final poem is a very sad poem. I don't want to spoil a night, but it's a poem that I wrote when we were doing our pride mental health literacy psychiatry rotation. So she kneels beside her mother's tombstone. With tears running down her cheeks, she cries, "Am I? Life is not the same anymore since you left me with my 3 siblings, Ongani, Lusungu, and Fanizo. At least you should have remained behind and not left me to be weighed down by Maganizo. You should have stayed to share the burden of life's dealings. I feel sad, down, and useless. How can I deal with all these feelings? Why did you follow Bambo to the land of our ancestors? To a place where I can no longer follow you as I used to when I was young. Good old days. The memories are still fresh. Chidebe janu chiri pamutu, walking gracefully from the springs flowing near Nyamitiwe Hills. You left me with no money, no food, just a life full of ills. The house which you never finished still drips when it rains, still shakes when the storms of life hit hard. I do not act myself anymore. I feel there's nothing worth living for. Our neighbors see me shabby and clean and unkempt. The children sing songs and mock me. They tie me up to a tree because I act bad. They all say that I am mad. But I think I'm just too worried. Mama, I never got married. All those boys who used to come for my hand ditched me because they thought that my own grandmother, Gogonasi Bebo, bewitched me. Poor old woman. Thank you so much.
I'm one in that talent. The body grammatical got silent. You may not go to KUHeS little. Wow. The silent is a me. Kumanga jipari china chake. Choma mugeni na kutenga kwa mukamachoka bodi. Dichito ya Kirika. Thank you very much for such a wonderful performance, brother. Tawino. Tidata kujetera ubongo ndi poetry. Mundirole kuti sobano ndi mvenso maimbidwe. Mnyamada odziwa kutyakula minyingoli.
My name is Happy Brown. Thank you so much for having me. I want to give you guys a song, or two songs per se. So, and I should say that I'm very honored to be here, to be among you great people. You know, ugamona mastera sambiri ama finali. Amagondo ikagena gaga kuti ga weekend katalike bwanja ti Friday mafika. what round in my Yeah. You know? Amazing stuff. I think it's really amazing that you guys, have pretty much done a great job and you are here and it's worth celebrating. So, yeah. So, can we try this together? I think most of you guys know this song, Back up and down, You know that song, right? Yeah. So let's just do a few seconds of that. Alright, let's go. So, tini nagotipa kapita nthawi kuti chani. Sukuri mate? Alright, good. Alright, let's go. Pakapita nthawi sukuru himata. You sound great. Alipo amene amakonda mabembembe. Bembembe, trans bembembe mabanga. Inu pakapita nthawi mbembembe imata. Amazing. Okay, so let me give you this quick song and then let's see how it's gonna go. It's called Lovely. So yeah, let's go. Right. I thought I'd find a way out, but you never go away. I guess I've gotta stay now. Oh, I hope someday wanna find a place to hide, but can't find one. Wanna feel alive outside. I can find my feet, and it's lovely. And isn't it lovely? All alone, my heart in a glass, my mind of stone. And isn't it lovely? All along, my heart made of glass, my mind of stone. It's always on my mind. There's something on my mind. It's always in my headspace. All I hope someday I'll make it out of here, even if it takes all night or 100 years. Wanna find a place to hide, but can't find one near. Wanna feel alive outside. I can't find my feet. So isn't it lovely? Oh, my mind and a glass, my heart of stone, tear to pieces, bones. Hello, welcome home. Welcome home. Hello, welcome home. Every dark night has a shining star. star. Every rainy day has a bright sky. Every storm ends when the calm sea, and every pain ends with a prophecy for a better future that you did not see. Oh, you did not see, that you did not see. But now you know that you are a star in the darkest night. You are a blue sky on a rainy day. You're a shining star. You're a shining star. Listen, you are a star. You're a star. You're a star. Walk like you mean it. Woo. You are a star. You are a star. You are a star. Talk like you mean it. Yeah. You are a star. You are a star. You are a star. Move like you feel it. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Walk like you own it. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Talk like you mean it. Talk like you mean it. Oh, 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 walk like you own it. Oh, 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 talk like you mean it. Every wrong journey has an ending road. Every mighty battle has an ending road. You should know that stars don't give up, the stars keep shining. Oh, stars don't give up and they keep burning. Yeah. Stars do not give up, they keep shining. Oh, stars don't keep, they keep shining. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Walk like you mean it. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Move like you know it. Yeah. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Move like you own it. Oh, you are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Move like you know it. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Talk like you know it, feel like you know it. Walk like you own it, talk like you know it, act like you feel it, act like you feel it. Oh, you are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Move like you own it. You are a star, you are a star, you are a star. Talk like you mean it. You are a star, you are a star. Talk like you know it.
Ine ndikuleza John Lembi. Koma ndimakonda kuchulidwa kuti John Lembi. Ndimadziwika msobwino kuti Golden Diamond. Ntchito zanga mukuzidziwa kale. Basi nabwere ndekha iya. Anaona kuti mfumu siyenda yokha. Fomu ndibweretsere kabambani. Ndidi ama yakunyumba kwa lero lo. Chewe. Thousand anthu kuti inu ndindani.
Now we band your host tonight. So I will invite to the podium Professor Nyengo to talk to us the things that we have to look forward to as we graduate. Yes.
Pamene popo. What round imatani? Imat. Ukakumana nawo mbayeso. Pamene umadziwa kuti finali sana karibu yana. Koma lero ndikhulupirira ndivina nawo.
You really look nice tonight. Well scrubbed up. And, poda, pompo. Anyamata also. Our MC, dear MCAC. It's all going very well. And there's so much talent. The young poet, the young musician. And maybe we should have just had that instead of dinner. And then, not much enthusiasm on that one. But anyway, I actually wrote my speech, but I cannot read it. Is there a pharmacy student in here? Yes. Can you come and read it for me, please? So your finale in pharmacy? Yeah. Good. I hear pharmacy students do a module called Reading Bad Handwriting. This module is taught to pharmacists to counteract the module for MBBS students called Bad Handwriting. So you see, doctors write so badly, we need pharmacists to read our prescriptions for us. But anyway, I feel respected, privileged, honored to have been invited to this finale dinner tonight. Of course I asked myself, why me? Was I the last choice after everybody had said no? Were there no other more deserving guests to come here? But I'm honored that you've done so to invite me tonight. This is the finale dinner. Unfortunately, it's coming before you actually write your final exams, let alone graduate. However, I'll pitch my talk like it's a graduation talk, fully confident that you will all make it. May this be your motivation over the next coming few weeks or months as you navigate the last stretch of your studies. As I do not want to be labeled as a false prophet, having prophesied that you will all make it. After all, there are enough false prophets around in shiny suits and shiny shoes. I said I feel privileged, just as I feel privileged to have been asked to address you. May you also feel privileged to be at this point where you are in your life. To have access to higher education in Malawi is no mean achievement. The odds are stacked against the average Malawian to access higher education. As of 2014, only 0.8% of the eligible population can access higher education in Malawi. 0.8%. Globally, or for sub-Saharan Africa, that access is at 8.5%. And globally, sub-Saharan Africa has the least access to higher education. So, indeed, accessing higher education aside, it is an even more privileged position to be in, to have access training in healthcare programs. So you should really be proud of yourselves to have achieved this. As healthcare workers, you have the extra privilege of being entrusted with a duty to look after the health of others. A privilege you must guard jealously by being professional, respectful, honest, trustworthy, knowledgeable, and communicative, so that in turn your patients can trust and respect you. In this digital age with information overload, it is my prayer that your patients will trust you more than they trust Google. Most healthcare professions are still very respected by the community. However, some things still make one wonder. Why is it that when anything is successful or right, it's called engineered? But if anything is fake or false, it's called doctored? This must be food for thought for doctors to be among you. May you also remember and be grateful to those who have enabled you all to be here and for this to happen. Firstly, God. We had a prayer at the beginning. Thank God for where you are, your family, your guardians, your sponsors, your friends, your teachers, and all the support staff in the university that led you along. It is pleasing to note that this finale dinner is for students from nearly all health professions programs offered at KUHeS. There are doctors, physiotherapists, pharmacists, medical and social scientists are all here. Newer programs recently introduced, including dietetics and nutrition, dentistry, are of course not here, as their students are yet to get into final year. I would have loved to see more of those in nursing programs here as well, but I believe the academic calendars of the programs have not allowed that to happen. The question though is this amazing display of interprofessional collaboration just for this dinner? Were you financially embarrassed to hold separate dinners for the various programs? Or was it a financial challenge? But it's impressive that you've all gathered together for this dinner across the professions. Because when you do graduate and enter the workforce, it's when reality will hit. As final year students, I'm sure you have already been somehow exposed to these realities. Patients will have adverse outcomes, including death and severe complications. The work pressure will be relentless and overwhelming. You will need to develop healthy strategies for work-life balance. Administrators will seem to be a breed designed to frustrate your professional life. You may not even find a job as soon as you graduate, despite the huge and gaping vacancy rates for all Ministry of Health professionals in the country. In my day, when you graduated, the next day you were at the hospital and the hospital director gave you keys to your house and you didn't have even a suitcase or shoes. You went into a house with just your shirts and clothes on and maybe your suitcase. No longer the case. You have to wait to be interviewed maybe a year before you get your post. So those have been some of the frustrations that as professionals who are graduating in this country, you might be frustrated with. But the hope is that eventually you will get taken on board through the main employer, which is the Ministry of Health. Now, to deliver the best care for our patients, we all dream of well-functioning interprofessional teams, working within complex organizational structures. The reality, however, is that clinical care is too often provided by relatively independent teams of doctors, nurses, allied health professionals working in professional silos. Those silos often are strengthened by stereotypes that we all hold. Some research has revealed interesting things like the following stereotypes. Doctors, rightly or wrongly, can often be viewed by others as strong leaders with high academic ability, but having poor interpersonal skills compared with nurses and allied health professionals. Some might say, doctors tend to hold strong and certain critical attitudes. No. Nurses can be seen by others as hierarchical and rule-oriented. They tend to be seen as collective and intense. No. Physios or allied health professional staff can be considered by others as passive political players in the face of medical and nursing organizational structures. They tend to express most positive attitudes, but feel less certain about the attitudes that they do express. Now, these are all stereotypes. Now, these stereotypes have developed over many years as the professions have evolved. And to understand them, there are many aspects that have to be analyzed. We will not go into all those aspects tonight, I can assure you. You all want to drink and have dinner. But these things include gender, historical context to how these professions developed, power dynamics, cultural context of where we work as professionals. Now, to have truly functioning interprofessional collaboration like this dinner is turning out to be, certain elements have to be nurtured in our professional development. We must have responsibility, accountability. We must know how to coordinate between the various professions, communicate, cooperate amongst the various professions. Each profession must be assertive for their own profession to be flagged up. And each profession must have professional autonomy. But at the end of the day, as professionals, we must all have mutual trust and respect for one another. Now, successful interprofessional collaboration must start in year one. It will not start in this dinner or when you first start your job in a couple of months' time. That doesn't work. It wouldn't work. So we, as educators, we should strive to have curricula that embrace this idea, so that as students you can experience and share practice and traits amongst each other that will help you work interprofessionally together and not in professional silos. But where do we belong as health profession families? Where do you belong? Where do I belong? According to the Greeks, there are three types of people. Some of you know this already. I said it previously before, and we have read it elsewhere. They are the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. Now, idiots not in a derogatory way, but the Greek origin of the word idiot is idiotes, which means a layman or person lacking professional skills, as opposed to then a writer, a soldier, or a skilled workman, literally meaning a private person, as opposed to one taking part in public affairs. Idiot in this context means self-centeredness, individualistic, or maybe even narcissistic individuals. They do not care much for others, so long as things are going okay for them. That's the kind of idiot we're talking about. But if you think carefully, most health professionals don't tend to be self-driven people and individualistic. Does that make us idiots? Think about it. We might be at risk of being idiots because we're self-centered. The next group is the tribesmen. These are people that feel that everything evolves around their tribe. Those outside that tribe do not belong. They cannot be led by anybody else from another tribe. Now, of course, we have tribes and ethnic groups, but I'm talking tribes here in the sense of professions. If I'm a medic, my tribe is medic. If I'm a physio, my tribe is physio. And nothing outside my tribe is good enough. And if we stick to that kind of mentality of professional silos, we run risk of being tribesmen in terms of professionalism. The last group are the citizens. These are the people who like to do things right, the right way, all the time. They put others above self. They accommodate others. So where do you belong? Are you an idiot? Individualistic? Self-centered? Are you a tribes person who only relates to those in their tribe? Or are you citizen? A citizen. Idiots and tribesmen can be transformed into citizens through training, orientation, and constant reinforcement. And it's my prayer that you should all aspire to be citizens of health professionals. Break down those professional silos. You're all very attentive and serious. This is a dinner. You should smile. So we started on a light note. I couldn't read my own handwriting because I'm a doctor. I had to bring a pharmacist to read my prescription. So loosen up. Let's have some jokes. How many pharmacists does it take to change a light bulb? How many pharmacists does it take to change one light bulb? Any takers? It's not an exam question, come on, guys. She says 1. She is correct. You pass. But it only takes one pharmacist, but he or she has to do it 3 times a day for 14 days. Okay, enough for pharmacists. How many physiotherapists does it take to change a light bulb? 1? Any other takers? Well, the answer is none. They just give the dead light bulb some exercises to do and hope it will be working a little bit better the next time they see it. How many lab techs does it take to change a light bulb? 10? None? Well, it takes 3 of them. 1 of them to answer the phone, 1 to say the bulb is missing, and 1 to ask you to bring a new bulb. How many doctors does it take to change a light bulb? 1? Well, none. They only sign the death certificate for the bulb and send it to the mortuary. So as you work harmoniously and collaboratively, do remember to have a sense of humor. You will be working hard enough, and those light moments of humor are crucial for your health. It will help you bond with your colleagues, release the stress, and healthcare is full of humorous moments, and do enjoy them at the expense of your colleagues, your teachers, and sometimes even at the expense of the patients. For those interested in science, humor can boost your immune function, support effective metabolism, and facilitate release of endorphins. Do you know those endorphins? Yes. Resulting in improved pain control, better sleep, and maybe even an enhanced mood. Enjoy life, have humor, have a sense of humor. However, this same humor can be weaponized and wielded as a means of distancing or alienating others, often to promote the assumed superiority of the individual or group weaponizing that humor. Use humor in healthcare without creating or endorsing dysfunctionality, such as us and them. Joke about the other professions, but joke in a way that unites. Laugh with and not laugh at. There's a thin line between humor and humiliation. Learn to tread this line carefully. Don't take life or your profession too seriously. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to laugh at your profession. I must admit, I do enjoy jokes at the expense of my anesthesia colleagues. Anybody wants to be an anesthetist here? Anesthesia? So I'll say my jokes about anesthesia. So, there's a surgeon flying from Blantyre to Joburg. Nah, it's too short. Maybe Blantyre to New York. Can we fly to New York from Blantyre? No. So let's say Joburg to New York. It's a long flight, 12 hours. And you get to a point where it's all dark. And the surgeon now is reading, he's preparing his thesis. Wherever he's going to a conference in New York. Now he wants to sleep. He had the light on in the plane. And you know when sometimes things go wrong on the plane, you can hear the air hostess saying, "Is there a doctor on the plane? Is there a doctor on the plane?" Immediately it means there's some emergency going on. And if you are a doctor, you sort of sheepishly raise your hand like this, because you don't know what you meet. To volunteer in a plane to say you're a doctor, you must be a very brave one, because you don't know what you're going to meet. But anyway, so this surgeon has been reading, the night light is on in his chair, and he rings the bell. The hostess comes, says, "Can I help you, sir?" He says, "Yes, please announce if there's an anesthetist in the house, in the plane." "Anesthetist?" He says, "Yes, I need an anesthetist." So the air hostess runs to the captain, "Can you please announce?" And the captain announces, "Is there an anesthetist on the plane? Is there an anesthetist on the plane? We have a problem on seat number 14B. So some anesthetist comes, rushing. And he says, "What's the problem? Can you switch off my light, please?" So as surgeons, we work very closely with anesthetists, but we always ask them to adjust the light for us when we're operating. On that light note, once again, I thank you for the privilege and honor to speak to you, and for you inviting me to come here at this auspicious finale dinner. I wish you all the success in your careers and future professions. And may God truly, truly, truly bless you all. Thank you.
You're looking so beautiful and good looking. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna do two pieces. The first song will be a romantic song. The second song will be a song appreciating what mothers have done in our lives. So it will be an original song. What mothers have done in our lives. Yeah, giving birth to us, making us go to school and the likes, always being proud of us. Yeah, so I'm gonna do those two pieces. So the first one will be a romantic one. I hope you enjoy. you can actually stand and dance, celebrating what your mothers have done in your lives. Yeah. Teaching me how to take my very first steps, those little tiny baby steps. It was Mama helping me get up when I'm falling down, helping me get back on my little tiny feet. It has always been my mind. Nikamalira kudidondoza, mwana wangu usalile kakubulila switi ya chimtengo. Oh, Nikamabala kuchamanganane kulipata Pidi ngati kongwala. That's motherly love. I wish now my mama. She's my best friend, she's my everything. One in a million, mama. If you love your mother, stand up. Second I need to candy mama. If you think your mother's been instrumental in your school, stand up and dance. Mama. Yeah. Let's dance. Mama. Let's do that again. Woo! 1, 2. Mama has always been instrumental in my school. I hope you too. Always have your mama on your back. Always encouraging you to work hard in your studies, helping you get to school, yeah. If you love your mama, dance with me.
Masters of Science in Management and Studies, and a proud born-again believer of Word Alive Ministries. On the sidelines, she is part of her husband events management team for their brand Worth Malawi, which holds a number of CEO summits, masterclass programs, as well as women's summits. She is a motivational speaker, and her passion is to inspire the girl child to discover who they are and believe in themselves. So this last part, guys, let's stand up as we welcome.
I want you to hear me.
Let's just stand up. So she believes that everyone can make a difference in someone's life in whatever small way through the gifts that God has given you. Who can believe she's a gardener, guys? So and she reads and she sings and she's out for swimming lessons. And she's a swimmer too. So may I invite to the podium, Miss Angel.
I know they sick, you won't give me medicine. I get money, oh, you won't help me spend my money. Allow me to enjoy myself.
Yes, enjoy yourself. Alright, we'll dance afterwards. Good evening, everyone. I'm blushing after what Naomi has just said about me. It's such an honor to be here tonight. When I was invited, and I was like, doctors, what am I going to tell these people? Doctors. I'm from the media, and I was so humbled and really overwhelmed. But I really appreciate your invitation, and it's a great night, and you all look amazing. Tell your friend you look amazing. You look amazing. You look amazing. So, as I was thinking of what to share, I had so much going on in my mind, and then I said, you know what, I would just share what has helped me through the years. I'll be very practical. I'm not going to come here and tell you something that I haven't practiced myself. I just want to inspire you and prepare you for the future. Say, the future looks bright. Tell your friend, the future looks bright.
The future looks bright.
Dr. Benjamin Kumwenda, Director of Student Affairs, Professor Nyengo Kandawira, it's such an honor to share this platform with you. And after listening to your speech, and I was like, what am I going to tell these people? And I've learned so much as well. And I've always heard and seen some of your work, and I must say you're doing a great job. And many times we remember and honor people when they're gone, but I think he deserves a round of applause one more time. All the students here present tonight and the organizers of this event, all protocols observed. Tonight I want to share on a topic, greatness and grace. We need grace. Greatness doesn't come without grace. He touched on something earlier, that it's not automatic, that the fact that you graduate and you become a doctor, a pharmacist, or a physician, life is just going to sparkle and you're just going to climb up the ladder just like that. No, you need grace for you to become great. Today is a milestone. It tells you how far you've come. It's not the end, but the beginning. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. So keep climbing. I know that as you graduate, you want to put your pen and paper down, your books aside, and say, I've arrived. Guys, you've only just begun. You've only just begun. You keep learning. You keep accomplishing, venturing through your journey. And always remember God. He's taken you this far. It's not that you're extremely intelligent or if you've worked so hard, but it's the grace that has brought you this far. So therefore, hang on to God. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. It is sad to leave behind your life as a student. You've got so many memories. It became part of you. That feeling of preparing for exams, expecting your results, and the panic of submitting your assignments. You're going to miss that, trust me. That's why people go on and on and on. As professor, he didn't just become a professor. He got his degree and felt like, no, this is not enough. And he went on and on and on. So please, I don't believe in the words that say the sky is the limit. There is no limit. You keep going. So you're going. Someone once said, and I quote, and this is freelance W. Robertson, "It's sad to leave behind your life as a student, and it feels nervous to go out there." It does, doesn't it? You have no idea what the future holds, but the future is bright. It ends in the classroom, but education ends only in life. So carry everything that you've learned as you go on in this new journey. You don't go to university to punch a clock. You guys went to university so you can be in a position to make a difference. As doctors, as pharmacists, as physicians, you have a big responsibility to bring smiles on faces of suffering humanity. So no matter how the world is so heavy on you, you are the only hope that that dying patient has. You are the only hope for that person who is so scared about that medical report they've just received. You are the only hope. You're a great gift to those around you. And please wear that white coat with so much pride. Tell yourself, I shall wear that white coat with so much pride. Observation, reasoning, human understanding, courage, all these make you guys tonight. Know that the education that you've acquired is a dress rehearsal for a life that is yours to lead. It's just a dress rehearsal. And as much as you have qualified, your paths will be different. Every person is blessed. There's enough room for all of us. I know you have so much pressure once you graduate. You see your friend driving a car. You see your friend has maybe gotten an opportunity to get an international job. You'll be under so much pressure. But at the end of the day, always know that as much as you're all here together, God has individual special plans for each one of you. So after tonight, go to your room and say a little prayer to yourself. Lord, I've worked so hard. You've brought me this far, but I surrender my future in your hands. I do not want to entirely depend on my strength, my intellect, or the opportunities that probably I may have, but I want to look up to you. A lion roars. Like I said, we're all blessed differently. A cheetah runs very fast, and an eagle flies. And they all make nature beautiful. So each one of you will contribute positively in your own special way as you go out there. So don't look at your friends, don't compare yourself with anyone, but go out there with a positive mindset that however small, I shall contribute positively and I shall make a difference. Success, always remember this, it doesn't rush. The greatest reward is the journey. Many times we look at the destination. If I just graduate, if I just get married, if I just buy a house, if I buy my dream car, if I only go to the United States of America. And then you realize that you have all that, but you're still empty. But please, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. As you take your next step, going out into the world, enjoy the journey, because you will have memories to look back to. And if you sit there and just hope for the best and not enjoy the journey, what memories will you have? Come to think of it, 7 years is a long time. But I'm sure you've enjoyed the journey. It's been full of ups and downs. Sometimes the future was so uncertain, but here you are tonight. So Take that approach even as you go out there. Be intentional about it. It's not automatic. Like Professor said, that in their days, it was automatic. Once they graduate, they're moving into their house, they have a job already, but it won't be as automatic. So be intentional about it. Things don't just happen, guys. A politician has to campaign to convince you guys to vote for them, right? Yes. Yes, you have your papers, but be intentional about it. Prove yourselves to the world. Have connections in life that will really build you up and inspire you to become what you want to become. Abraham Lincoln once said, and I quote, "The best way to predict your future is to create it." End of quote. Yes, you may predict your future. Well, I'm a doctor, it's automatic. I'll have a bright future. But you have to create it. That's where I'm talking about the issue of being intentional. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. And if you can dream it, you can become it. You imagined becoming a doctor. It didn't just happen. You found yourself at College of Medicine. You worked so hard, spent sleepless nights, sacrificed so much, and here you are tonight. So it's the same zeal that you had that should keep you going even as you go out there into the world. Don't just live your life, have a plan. I know you are very organized people. The fact that you've come this far, you've really been disciplined, you've really been determined, and here you are tonight. And some of the things that you've learned will help you to be well established and well organized. It's part of the training, even as you were being chased around to submit your assignments. It's part of the training that you were supposed to undergo, but it was also helping you to prepare yourself. You will realize that once you start working, you'll understand why certain things had to happen as you were going through that 7 years of your life. So before I conclude, I'm going to share 7 tips on becoming successful that I have applied and have worked for me, and so many other great people out there have applied. Number 1, be committed throughout. It has never been easy. Even as a media person, I've served so many governments, but I've remained committed to my profession as a broadcaster. And the same applies to you, as doctors, as people in the medical field. Remain committed, no matter how hard it gets. I have a few friends who are doctors, and they share their experiences on how tough it can be working as a doctor in Malawi, when they compare with their friends, when they travel around. But you guys make an oath, isn't it? And it is a calling upon your life. As much as sometimes it may not be as rewarding, but I'm sure there's nothing as fulfilling when you save someone's life. When you see someone's life getting back to normal. That is the main issue. Learn as much as you can and never stop learning. I just learned today that you guys studied a module on how to read difficult handwriting, and I was like, oh wow. I was so impressed. I was like, oh wow, I had no idea that there's a whole module on that. And I think I should study it too, because my handwriting is really, you know, like a pharmacist or a doctor's handwriting. People always say that. No wonder I'm here with you doctors. Have fun along the way, like I said. Enjoy the process. I always borrow Joyce Meyer's words. She always says, enjoy where you are to where you are going. Please do that for yourselves, because life will always be tough, but God is the only one that's perfect. When another thing is coming, once you're sorting this one out, another thing is coming. That's why you can never find an empty hospital, right? It just shows that life is like that. But what you need to do is make a deliberate choice that no matter how hard it gets, even after I walk from the ward, after a very stressful day and a very probably bad experience, you pick up yourself and smile. Find ways of keeping yourself sane. I know it can be overwhelming, but you will do it. It seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela once said that. And even when you started the program, it seemed impossible. But now it's done. So clap hands for yourselves. Think positively. I touched a little bit. It won't be easy. Please lower your expectations. Be ambitious, but lower your expectations. What did I say? Be ambitious, but lower your expectations. But still have hope. The reason why people get disappointed in every area of their life, whether it be marriage, career, general friendship, anything, even politics, it's because we have high expectations. But once you lower your expectations and work hard and still be ambitious, you'll have a few disappointments in this life. Change your perspective. Have a different mindset altogether. Don't say, Zabu Malawi. Things will change. You are the change. You know the problems. So you go out there and make that difference. Don't quit and don't run away. Serve your nation with pride and joy. Run away from any distractions. Not that you should quit, but there will be distractions along the way in your career, when you go out there into the world. What are those distractions? Some of them are bad friends. They say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Trust me guys, that is so true. Make deliberate choices to have friends that matter. Throughout my career, I've been very privileged to bump into some of the world's greatest. The Tony Blairs of this world, Nelson Mandela himself, Gracia Machel, and in the few minutes that I would try to hold them aside after our interviews and our recordings, I would ask them, what has been your secret? And I remember one particular incident. I spoke to Gracia Machel. She came to Malawi, and I called her aside and I said, yes, you're a beautiful woman, but really, what is so special about you that you had to marry 2 presidents in your lifetime? And you know what? She told me 2 things. She told me, Angel, be intentional in life and have friends that matter. They were friends with Nelson Mandela way before. So it taught me something about life. So I'm sharing this with you because it has worked for her and I've applied it as well. It has worked for me, so I know it will work for you. Please, make sure you don't lose touch with great people like the professor there. Ask them how they've made it in life. Make deliberate choices to call him. Can we have coffee? After you've graduated, find out what's going on. You'll find out what's going on in your life, but you also have to tell him, the reality is different from what, I thought. How are you coping? And he'll be very open with you because there's some things that he can't share now. And even if he does share them with you, you won't understand until you get there. So please, guys, be intentional. Count yourself. You matter. Tell yourself, I matter. Speak to yourself right now. I matter. You do. It only takes one mistake in the theater for one to lose a life, isn't it? If one person around that table forgets one thing, that's it, isn't it? But there's so many of you around there. So it means you, on your own, you matter. So always remember that. And never allow anyone to look down on you. We all have different backgrounds and different opportunities and different paths. So, and different strengths and weaknesses. And every person has got tender eyes and something special to offer. So you may look down on that person who got that lower grade than you. Trust me, that person that got a lower grade could end up being your senior one day. So please, love each other and embrace each other and accept each other and pull each other up instead of pulling each other down. And like I said, ambition always leads to greatness. Guys, be ambitious. When you are ambitious, it shows. And whether you like it or not, we are living magnets. We attract what we desire. We attract what we desire. So please, go out there with a positive mindset, believing in yourself that you can achieve anything. We limit ourselves, but even the Bible tells us that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind can conceive what God has in store for those that love Him. So I wish you all the best as you start this journey, and be proud of yourself. You've really achieved so much. You are the world's greatest. I actually asked for that song, and probably I'll ask the DJ to play, allow me to enjoy myself briefly, just to take off the stress. I know you've been working so hard, so you dance a bit, and as I go to my seat, play that song by R. Kelly, The World's Greatest, and then you can listen to those lyrics. And when you feel low and feel discouraged, please always remind yourself that you're the world's greatest. I wish you all the best in this journey. Thank you for listening, and thank you once again for this opportunity.
I am a mountain.
As we're continuing with our beautiful music, I'll invite to the podium to speak to us Dr. Ajun. May we put our hands together for you.
Good evening, finales MLS. Good evening. This is only MLS, right? Right. Pharmacy? Okay, good. We've got physiotherapy as well? All right, and MLS?
And MBBS.
No MBBS? MBBS too? Ah, all right. So good evening, finalists. Right. Prof. Nyengo Kandawili, the Director of Student Affairs, Dr. Mwenda, Angel Tima here, the finalists themselves. You guys look amazing. I've seen some of you in class. Just know that today you're looking amazing. And so when Andrew asked me to come, today I was supposed to be elsewhere, but I had to, due to my passion and what I consider part of why I exist on earth, is to motivate other young people. And I had to cancel the other program. As a matter of fact, I was coming from another meeting, that's why I came a little bit late. I was in Zomba, so I had to drive here. And so you can see the excitement that I have to stand before you today. And thank you for the invitation. I would like to congratulate all of you, first of all, for making it this far. Congratulations, and clap hands for yourself. Congratulations because you went through, remember foundation?
Oh yeah.
Physics and maths. Yeah, you don't have to remember how much you scored, but you passed. The classes in between until now. And I know you're going to be presenting your research work, especially the MLS people in the next week. I have some students who I'm supervising tonight. They're also here. But for tonight, relax, right? I was asked to talk to you on three things: life outside campus, opportunities, and how to conquer the world. To begin with, I was just discussing with Dr. Mwenda and saying it's amazing how time flies. I might look younger or older, but it's been 14 years since I was sitting at the desk or table that you are sitting on a day like this. Wow. And I'm privileged to have been graduating at COM then, now KUHeS, and I kind of have some experiences which I can share with you. After that dinner, then came the last exam. The exams were out, thank God I made it. Fortunately those days, we were already on government's payroll, so we were already posted. I was doing my internship at KUHeS. So no job application, so that was sorted somehow. Unlike you guys, possibly you need to start writing some applications. And then internship ended, and I didn't want to go the government route because I wanted to save at a mission hospital. So I went there, discussed with the management. They were interested in me. And I said, all right, when can I come? They said, you need to write us a letter and apply. I said, what? You need a doctor here. Why should I apply? And that's when I realized, okay, so where do I start from? And these are things that you don't learn, at least in foundation. But afterwards, you kind of concentrate on producing your degree, right? So I had to sit down and write that letter, why I'm looking for that job. Anyway, I got it. And, but that was not my dream. I worked at the mission hospital for about a year, and I kept on knocking the academic routes, checking the newspaper for the posts, and I was really interested to be a biomedical scientist, do nutrition, and at the same time do a bit of some laboratory work as well, do research, apart from just practice. When an opening came, I had to also apply to be an assistant lecturer at COM. And I thought I was the only one interested until I heard there are 5 people on the interview panel. Not on the panel like interviewees. So I went on the line, 3 of them were my seniors, and I had to get into that interview. And just before that, I thought, but I've not been to an interview like this before. But I had to do it. I had to start asking people, what do an academic institution lack and what do they question in an interview? That's where I learned there is more than just having a good paper, huh? I need to learn how to speak. I need to learn how to respond precisely to questions. Fast forward, I was picked up and became an assistant lecturer. And I thought, wow, I'm at home, then there should be a post for school and a scholarship. So my head of department said, welcome, and you're here. You can start working, but know that your position is a training position, so you need to go to school. I said, yes, and I like that. So which school am I going to? I said, you need to apply. I said, okay, where are the funds? I said, you also need to start applying. And that's where I thought and realized that life is not all magic in as much as you might think you're brilliant. I applied for my master's. I got the post, but the scholarship was not there. I applied for a scholarship. You know, you think you're smart, right? And then you think they just look at your grades, etc., and then give you the money. The first one turned me down. I thought, what's happening? I mean, I'm that bright guy who needs the scholarship, right? And then that's when I realized you need some persistence as well. Another opportunity came for SACOR, which Prof. Nyengo Kandawira was part of the panel. Learn how to live well with your seniors, huh? Yeah, so he was there, and he was my lecturer, and I was squeezed, and I got that scholarship. And when I got that, you know, when good things start happening, they continue happening, right? And after that, I did my master's. After that, I got a fellowship to study abroad. I did my master's at the University of Cape Town, studied abroad at the University of California, Davis. I had to come back, taught a bit, and then I got a scholarship to do my PhD at the University of St. Andrews. I chose a different path. I did clinical nutrition for my master's after my MBBS degree, and I did a PhD in molecular medicine. And everybody thought I was crazy because all my friends were doing specialization in surgery, medicine, pediatrics, but follow your heart. Now, what are the things that I can share? Your theme was said to be the great Gatsby, right? Yes. And I guess it's based on that story where there is an impossibility of recapturing the past and difficulties in altering the future. Let me say to you that indeed you can't recapture the past and change it. But as Angel said about the future, you can do something about it. She also said, and I would like to record her quote, she said the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So on the three things that I was provided to talk about, life outside campus, opportunities, and how to conquer the world, from my personal lessons, here are the things I would like you to take note of. Number one, believe in yourself. You are the ultimate miracle that the world has been waiting for. Amen. Nobody will ever be you, not before, not after. No one can do the things the way you do, why you do them, and how you do them. Where you were born, where you are right now, and where you're going to be are not a mistake at all. Be happy with your parents, be happy with your family. Be happy with KUHeS. It all forms part of the great miracle that is going to be hatched. And that's you and the future you're about to meet. You still have a few days before you leave KUHeS. It's not too late to at least add some marks to the grade in fourth year. It will matter. Nail it. Build relationships, both academic, both as peers, but also romantic ones if you can. Yay. I got out of com then with the degree and a girlfriend who I got married to 5 years later. Wow. Build yourself. I realize some are basically here to declare their assets and to free some hopes. But if you can, there's still some fertile grounds elsewhere, right? Yeah, so take the opportunity. The other thing is, know thyself, and I will repeat, know thyself. The moment you learn yourself, I had learned that I was quieter than now, but I needed to know how to speak. I needed to convince people. In my profession, you need to talk. And not just talk every word, right? But words that make sense and concisely. Learn to bridge the gaps in your life and to perfect yourself. Life outside campus is different. You have routine now, right? You know which class you're going to attend when you wake up. You know who you are meeting. You know the assignments that you're supposed to write. When you're out there, there's no timetable, especially if you're not going straight to work. Have manners, discipline yourself. Have goals, and write a proper plan for where you want to arrive at. Be humble to learn. As a young doctor, I first started with obstetrics and gynecology, and there was a woman there who needed a cesarean section. It was my first one to do on my own. I went into there, and there were nurses waiting, and I said, sister, you know, you reach somewhere where you don't know what to do. I said, sister, how do I proceed from here? And then I had to learn from the nurses, very experienced, who would say, I know what I have. I have a long savange don't. I have a bleed. And that's how I learned. They had less qualification than I do. And in fact, I was the boss on the theater table. But I had to learn and learn until I was experienced enough. So be humble out there. Don't go there to shine before you're perfect enough. Wait for your moment. It shall come. As far as opportunities are concerned, I want you to know that the cake is too big and big enough for everybody. Don't believe the stories to say the field is saturated. There are no jobs. There is no money. If there wasn't, you wouldn't have been alive. Go there and know that there's something for you. Act, act, and act more than you talk. The difference between achieving your goal and your dream that you have right now is the action and not the words. So learn to act. Above all, have faith. The faith not only to believe or wish, but the faith that will take you to take an action towards what you want to do. I had to apply for that position. I had to study for that interview. I had to talk and consult people for what I needed to say, because I believed if I get this, I'll be able to do to get what I want to get. Learn to write and to write well, and learn to speak well. These things will take you far. There are many brilliant people who have known, but to say, write this clearly, they can't. You might have a distinction after this and apply for a Commonwealth scholarship, but you will not be picked by only the type of degree that you have. You have to learn to convince people in your writing. If you don't, or you think that you don't have the necessary skills, please do practice and read. How to conquer yourself, the world? Know that you're already a conqueror. Go there and fix those gaps that we've talked about. A few other important things to consider before I leave. There are other attributes which you need to learn. Build a character more than just a personality, and impress. Know how to dress well. These things matter. My wife was reminding me at some point, her friend, when we were still in college, she was telling her to say, that green one. And the other friend was commenting and said, you know that smart boy is the one who has gotten this guy. Okay. So in as much as these things matter in the secular world, they also matter in the professional world. You can't go to the hospital in some jeans, okay, jean shorts. You can't go to an interview with your shirt, unbuttoned up to here. When you're meeting the right people, at some point it's too late to prepare. People observe you and know who you are even before they speak to you or before you even open your mouth. News already goes far even before you speak. Know that money will come, but don't hunt for it. Many people are looking forward to getting that new car. Many people are looking forward to having those new clothes, a good wardrobe, etc. Many people are looking for good positions with great money. If you have the quality that people are looking for, you're going to have the money. Because every laborer deserves their wages. But not only that, they're perfect graded wages. Take time to build yourself for the money that you're looking for. Don't hunt it. It shall come. For me right now, I'm still building my career. I have great goals. But right now, I need to work. Some of my students which I've worked with know how much I put to detail when it comes to the work that I cherish and what I'm trying to build. Be on time. Show people that you can deliver. Have a good social life, guys. okay, after all these hard things that I've talked about, hardcore stuff, medals, but have a social life. I'm a physiologist on the other aspect. Whenever you are happy, whenever you've got a positive attitude, whenever you laugh, you know you've got all those molecular substances in your brain, the dopamines, etc. Those things promote, well, good thinking, okay? You can make good decisions. Exercise. Don't just go to work, after this, eat, sleep. The way you were doing, go to the cafe or buy food, you go to class and sleep. No. Exercise. You're still young, you want to still be young. You see, Prof, he taught me 20 years ago, I think now, no, 18, I think, 18 years ago. But he had joined then many more years. I don't know how many years you've got, Prof.
It's a public, you're in public domain, it's a secret.
Okay. But that secret is many, many years. But it still looks strong, doesn't it? Yeah, I remember I used to go, when you were having a theater day with him, when he's putting on scraps, I would be like, wow, how do you get time to work out? But exercise, be happy, and you want to grow older but young in your growth, right? Sleep well. Have time to sleep because your brain needs to rest. Let me finish by saying this. You have what it takes to become the best that you can ever be. Whatever you can perceive within reason, with effort or faith, that you can and you will achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I would like to wish you all the best that you can ever have to complete and to become the best that you can ever be. And I would like to meet you at the top. And please, don't forget to say hi when we meet up high there. Thank you very much.
Okay, now you know what's the end, Howie. Tiwa International DSA, Dr. Mwenda, to give us a speech. For just a few minutes, then two of them hands over to the other, give us a speech now. Akala Bonkono, Kudadi Berekere Mahawati. Let's go.
Good evening, everyone. You're looking beautiful. Great. The guests of honor, Madame Angel Chima, Professor Nyengo Nkandawile, Dr. Kondoni Katundu, the organizing chairperson for this very beautiful event, the members of the Student Representative Council here present, our distinguished finales. Woo! Good evening. I think a lot has already been said. Our guest of honor, she spoke to us on the grace to become great and highlighted a lot of important things. From Paul Fukandawire, we learned about the idiot, the citizen, and the tribesman. Yes. I'm amazed that Dr. Katundu alluded to the issue of humor, endorphins, which Prof. Nyengo mentioned way before he was here. I was talking to the Prof about how they were talking about the same things, and yet Dr. Katundu wasn't here. But tonight, I want to say to you guys that you are ready. You are ready. Today is a very special day, dinner finale. So reaching dinner finale on its own is a huge achievement. coming through a difficult journey of assignments, dissections, rotations, exams. You have defeated them all. You are here because you have conquered, you have succeeded. These are the things that the best of KUHeS. You have gone through the hands of the best of KUHeS. Prof. Nyengo is here. You have met Prof. JK and the others, and have stamped on you and saying you can pass through, and now you are here, dinner finale. But remember that this is just a step in life. As others have said, the dinner finale itself, or being a graduate from KUHeS, is not your destination. It's simply a step in your life. The journey ahead of you is as tough, but you are ready. KUHeS has prepared you. When the going gets tough, you get tougher, and you will defeat it. Remember, problems are there to be solved, and it can only be solved by a living being. The problems are there to show, for you to show what you've got, what you've learned from KUHeS, what you're made of, and you will surely overcome. As you go out there, please do not forget KUHeS. Do not forget the brothers and sisters that you have left behind. Remember the difficulties you've gone through. The musician was singing here about your upkeep getting finished. Try to source something to assist somebody back here. Be an ambassador for KUHeS. Fight for KUHeS out there. When you see an application from KUHeS, don't shoot it down. Support it. You are going into the world that is desperate. Dr. Katundu mentioned that you are the miracle that the world has been waiting for. The world is desperate. It has been waiting for you to come out, and now you are going out, trained for KUHeS, and as I said, you are ready. You are the solution that the world out there is looking for, and go and solve those problems. The guest of honor mentioned that you shouldn't look down upon yourself. So I'm also saying, don't look down upon yourself. You are the solution. When the challenge is before you, you know you are the answer, you know you are the solution. Stand up and answer the challenges that is set ahead of you, because the world has been waiting for you to come out. So go out there, be the light, and shine for yourself and for KUHeS. Dr. Katundu mentioned that you need to be disciplined. So I repeat, be disciplined, focused. Remember that your talent and skills you have acquired, if you don't have character, it is said that those skills and talents will take you to a place where your character will destroy you. So be disciplined, be focused, be full of integrity. Lastly, hold on to yourself. Do not let go of yourself. You know what is inside of you, and the people around you don't know it. As you move through your journey, as you walk through your path, you unfold and will begin to appreciate what is within you. So hold on to yourself, go out there and shine. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening. You are ready. Go out and shine and be the best you can be. Thank you.
Tikachula chomweno mabanga chomweno mata mobwera muno akubatsani certificate yanu kuti kumene mukupitako anthu akadziwe kuti ndinu madolo ogona. Sokoza kudayira nthawi tiyambira makosana amene samadziwa nthawi yodzuka, samadziwa malo ogona, makosana amene amagona mkalasi. Big sleep.
So, this award has been presented to physiotherapy. We have got patience when you're going there.
Zibone kanso kuti sana ambe akugona. Ndatutse. Akagona eh? Chabi, wachiwiri.
Ku-MLS, kumene kukuli Samuel Joe.
Spice up, got the right child. I guess you want to know vibes. Moko nunkina nikatimo, moko nunkina nikatimo. Kama wayesi yokanja, nabagunukila katimo. Nabwela zaona nyanja.
Chabwino tsopano Queen of the gist. Anthu amene sangofuna kumbangani nkuisiya.
Physiotherapy, Samandani Malinga.
Samandani Malinga. Bawino the gist pomwepo.
MLS, Chikondi Banda.
Chikondi Banda. Tika Darisa Bawino the gist pomwepo.
This one is very interesting. MBBS, none other than Glory Makumba. Just master soba. Anyamata amene amakonda kucheza ndi mabeli. Zochitika zawo siyana ndiwo. Just master. Farmers, John Bonongwe.
Bonongwe. Tika Darisa by just master pomwepo.
Physiotherapy,
Daniel Adams.
Postaro.
Just master. Bajesti master pomwepo. Bajesti master pomwepo.
MLS. Amene. Começar
Agoniwe. El Shaddai. Bajesti master pomwepo.
This one. Guys, this one, which one was surprised? MBBS.
Visa. Okay, tafika mama ninja tsopano. Ninja. Ade imezidi werenga koma kukoza because. Ninja weyapa.
MLS. Betha Duncan.
Ninja wajuwili.
MBBS. GATSBY.
Fashionist soba. Fashionist. Anyamanda kumanso tika na utsada urosi. Fashionist, female fashionist.
MBBS, Rufaro Gora.
The female fashionist kumwepo.
Sungwana uphalus ku physiotherapy. Christina Desai.
Christina. Fashionist yao. Fashionist kumwepo.
Thomas. Chifundo Kateka.
Chifundo Kateka. Fashionist amene female fashionist. Tambikano kumeo fashionist. Anyamara oda kabomborusi ya. Meo.
We should be hurrying up to the front. Physiotherapy.
Muzi fulumina kwamba ngono mukamabwera eti.
Jafet Tolongo.
Jafet Tolongo. Fashionist pamwepo.
Ulusu wa MBBS. Nelson Abo.
Sakutelo.
Kudribble wangu MNS. Andrew Marini.
Best organizer. Anyamanda kumansa sika anaotiwa kulongosola zitu. Nikulubira mwina naliso mkula zolongosola longosola. Best organizer.
MBBS, let's guess. MBBS.
Sangu mudziwa best organizer hao.
She wants me back home, way too.
The best organizer kumwepo.
MLS. None other than.
Naomi Bando. Naomi Bando. Organizer kumwepo.
Physiotherapy. Caroline P.
Caroline P. DJ. Zikone kakuta anyamanda za organization hizi zima ni furushi. Anyamanda organization ni bora. Tipike masovano most selfish. Nyamanda kumanso mtsikana mene iyeyo. Zage basi. Most selfish.
Can we guess?
Can you guess?
So the most selfish is
Be not working hard.
Ajina Jaguera alipo hapa. Most likely to be president. Most likely to be president. Abudo yamba ndoge mwezi.
Best humanitarian.
Basi.
Physiotherapy.
Yeah.
Patience will. MLS.
Tika nalipa mwepo.
MLS. Zaitwa Gwelezo.
Most likely to get married. Aku dia awak kalau dia ya, what's up kita? Tiga kuni bidan.
So this one goes to
Akalaba obwezi zanga zokwanira sepe. Best leader, mina maoneka kuti uyu utsogoleri ulipo. Best leader wayamba.
MNS. Andrew Maulidi.
Andrew Maulidi.
Mr. Chibloy.
Andrew Maulidi, akuti amene onda best leader. Tilipa best leader pomwepo.
Nikonena kuti Andrew Maulidi has been class rep since first year.
Tina nalipa best leader pomwepo. Pa best leader pomwepo.
MBBS.
Kwa MBBS.
We have none other than the president, guys.
Pula dzikoli pamono. Chabwino chipike pa Swazi of all Swazis. Amene yoli kunena kuti chibwereni pa kampasi. Iye olokumuza kazi kuti ine ndakukonda. Sakwanitsa. Komanso iyeyo amuna sageza nawo. Best Swazi oyamba ni ndani? Physiotherapy.
Caroline P.
Caroline P. Maswazi yao. Maswazi ya kubidirira. Maswazi ya kubidirira. Swazi wina ndani.
Kabo Mashoka.
Sungwana sakwadi. Yemwe nakoza sotira kufumbi kumpasa moyo. Maswazi akubidirirabe.
MBBS. Gabon. Chiri atwaye.
Swazi amene ni Swazi. Dige. Chabwino Swazi akubwera. Andikoza kozani kunena kuti msungwana uyu tsiku lomwe ndinampatsa moni ndikumfunsa dzina lake. Andandiyankha kuti I don't think that's necessary. Jawuli. Zifike pa. Most likely to be blessed. Anyamara amene ana ini yakisa zangu asiyasiya ya. Oyamba ni ndani? Physiotherapy.
Daniel Adams Bosaro.
Aguri inoa mutaka na presa. Papresa pomwepo.
MLS.
Kwa MLS.
Alinusa Teato.
Anyamana awili, mawa awili, masana awili, mazuru. Akuni bonji.
Bernard Katuri.
Ahora meneo, manuendo yake alizakala. Alizakala ID hapo kweli. Takuchule.
So, awawe azinazo kudine Dr. Amos.
Profesa anakwenda ndama ya kunyumba kwa. Jipige sobano entrepreneur. Anyamada watu wako taimu sama taimu. Uyamba nenda.
MBBS.
MBBS.
Adriano Luongo.
Siliva entrepreneur pomwepo. Entrepreneur pomwepo. MLS.
Gomezani Msiso.
Entrepreneur pomwepo kwa pharmacy.
Bernard Katerina.
Apresa Bernard Katerina. Yeah, yabone gani kulia? Awana entrepreneur. Jika nari ba entrepreneur pomwepo. Physiotherapy.
Daniel Adam Bosaro.
Mwagafuna majezi wa manso zovala za bwino. Yamada wake ndamene. Tipige pa most loud. Ateka na kumanso wa nyamada mene sasunga pakamwa. Bwe. Tandika muna. Oyamba ni dai. MBBS. Amini wazazi wakabagawa. Jigana libongo pamoja nawe. MLS. DJ. MLS soka.
Pato Gaminga.
Amini wakulina jigana pogo soka pili. Chawira. Tipike pa wife material. Amena moneka kudo yoyo zote. Wife material yamba.
MBBS. Nana Kokwani Go.
Jigana ipa wife material kumwepo. Wife material. Chawira wife material yamba tawineo. DJ. Wife material wajuwili.
MLS. Pesa Tanka.
Physiotherapy.
Samantha Marigo. Pharmacy. Chandi Mangwangwa.
Amene akwenda wife Husband material, MLS.
Alinusa Cheche.
Husband material, wajuwili. MBBS.
Nana Mutari.
Akulia nayo da husband material. Mr. Independent soma. DJ. Mr. Independent. Wife material, husband material. Mr. Independent.
Thomas.
Obanga zao kamene.
Bernard Katewera.
Mr. Independent ya Jingaboso.
Physiotherapy. Daniel Adam.
Mr. Independent. Zikwane kangari ku Mr. Independent ko. And wake da business. Zikwane kangari za independent zizimafunika ukareni mako bibi. Mr. Independent.
Action
Physiotherapy.
Tamangan Marigo.
Androsmati.
MBBS. Susan Koba.
Androsmati. Physiotherapy.
Patience Mwanekonde.
Asimadina.
MLS. Chipirilo Muhango.
Best friends. Anyamanda kwa manso singa na mbele akala ma friends wotalili kajonchi. Oyamba.
MBBS. Nelson and Mwai.
Nelson and Mwawi. My best friends in now.
Muzenda kwa mwenda yangu.
My best friends in.
My best friend.
Agone ngati kuti ni my best friends. Olondevu. Machi.
MLS.
My best friends in now.
Chigondi and Agnes.
Okay, yeah, we know. Male sports person. MBBS.
David Malongo.
Male sports person for
MLS. Yes, Vanizo Hesti.
That's first person for
Physiotherapy. David Toromo.
Female sports person. Pharmacy.
Tandi Mabangwa. MBBS. Eda Muntari. Physiotherapy. Patience Wira. MLS. Agnes Banda.
And Ravina is very friendly. Very friendly. Oyamba.
Physiotherapy. Patience stand by.
And then you are very friendly. Ravina is very friendly. MLS. Andrew Marine. Entertainer.
None other than the handsome. Yes, the
handsome. The handsome. What's this? John Levy! MLS. Agnes Bando! Physiotherapy. MBBS. Margaret Kufeoni. Chifundo Mateko. Physiotherapy. Asa nakale basi. MLS. Chikondi Panda. Anyamara nina nauza kuli kumoa movita kwa muzika ni mtegela kwa sosuguru. MBBS.
Hari Makarasi. Hari Makarasi alipo. Physiotherapy, most drunkard.
Okay, physiotherapy. Jafet Toromo.
Most discipline. Most discipline. Amagamba za discipline hapa. Tuone kuti ama zitsatira zimene zini. Amaya kunyamba maberekeza kitabo. Most discipline. Physiotherapy.
Omega Sama.
Most discipline ndipo mwendo.
MBBS. Merina Gamona.
Discipline yo inapende.
Okay. MLS you have got Nazira Khalif.
Nazira Sawaw. Sorry. Abari kuyamba nozikayo. Anyamada kwa mansatikana.
Okay, so I'm not here to give you gist. I'll have to speak to Gloria about that. Zigayo. So these are the people that are smart, that are very intelligent. You ask them a question, they'll send you 6 published papers before they answer the question. You spend 30 minutes talking about something that you did not already know, and they will eventually give you the answer. They have been voted by all of us, and they got the majority of votes, meaning they really deserve this. Natasha Maitowe.
Natasha.
The next one,
Chikalo cha chiwiri.
Mercy Luhanga. Last one, who was trending last rotation for befriending the biggest of consultants, for being named a sub-intern. Hamza Bali. So there was another category that we had, people voted for. Unfortunately, we couldn't give gifts because of some issues. So it's promising friends likely to date. Just a disclaimer, I don't want to be slapped like Will Smith. If you think your name will be mentioned and you don't want to be mentioned, just raise up your hand so that I don't mention. Some of you are in relationships. I hope I won't be slapped. Panashe and Shingirai, you don't have to come. So you don't have to come, just listen. But this is what the people voted for. Adriano and Bainala. Shukran and Eda. So it's a long list, so let's avoid the noise. Kulio and Tandi. Sam and Zai. Action and Memory. Upile and Peter. I don't know which Peter. Could be Chamatambe. Po and Maggie. Emmanuel Kamanga and Zainab. Mwawi and Upile. Gillian and Hazeltine. Mwawi and Batsy Rai. Esther and Harry Makalasi. Blessings Bande and Caroline Piri. DFK and Nomsa. Mike Gankwani and Gertrude. Okay, that was it. We've counted the votes for the best dressed, and the best dressed for tonight, male is you can guess, is Hazelton Hamuza.
Please hurry up to the front. Please hurry up to the front. Please hurry up.
The next male, best dressed female is, come on. The Swazi or Swazi is Jillian.
Soba na bakala mafuso. Amene adayanke mafuso, amene adafusiteba. Paso za odi zimenezi. Mafuso awili woka. Kenako, takeo, azimonzeka, di performance yake.
Okay, so we're going to have some questions, general questions about the university that you go to. Should be able to answer them. So before I ask, I'd like 2 volunteers, preferably 1 male, 1 female. Whoever gets to the front first gets the chance to answer. Come, just come to the front. Jinx, you won't get them.
Okay, I'm going to do this one. This one will not get it. Female. We are more than going to get it. Female. I'll take guy. I'm going to go to the guy. Hey, come. Hey, dalam mulai jizumba saonera. Congrats to myself.
So we're
going to
test God how well you know the University of Health Sciences. Previously, the College of
where are you?
I said, please another male volunteer very quickly.
Another male. Okay, a bless abangani jangu. Amen.
Amen. Well, the student representative of Health Allied Sciences. The Agalepera guys.
Okay, so the first question is, and any of you can volunteer to answer it. When was KUHeS, formerly the College of Medicine, founded? To get the prize, you have to give the month and the year, and there is a follow-up question. 1991 is correct. Do you have the month? Does anyone have the month for the full marks and the prize? When? No.
I would not go to College of Medicine, University. College of Medicine in Ambali.
So I'm sure I said September 1991. Not correct. It's correct, but you won't answer the follow-up question. There's a follow-up question and you can take the prize.
Yes.
So the next question to you, I'm sure, is when did the first group of students graduate from the College of Medicine? Anyone who knows? 1992, do you know the month? But I think you're close enough so you can come and get the prize.
Kusokomada na jua blank. 1992. Ambili vya monodisa na bado. Bring it on.
So the second question that's going to go to you as our second volunteer is, can you list in chronological order the principles of the college from 1991 up to now? Anyone?
Amina kulimba kuswali menye.
Anyone?
I'm a librarian. Every day when I enter the library, they are put in the chronological order. Anybody? Anyone? Guys, come on.
Leonard, you can try. Please don't Google.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
No, he wasn't the first one.
Huh?
Anyone that knows? Okay, so there have been 6 professors at the college, which I'm going to tell you now so that you never forget. You might be asked about your college at international platforms. Please don't embarrass us. So the first one was Professor Dallenberg, followed by Dr. Jimpangui, then Professor Broadhead was the 3rd principal, then Professor Maleta, Dr. Mibando, and finally Professor Malewa. Okay, so we still have one prize.
Professor Lopez and Malo Buddha.
Come and get a prize.
We have one prize to give. Okay, so to anybody who would like to answer this, who is the library named after? There's a follow-up question, it's not that simple. The library. I need one person to stand up and answer and then you get that. Okay, so you, Christina. So do you know what Professor John Jipangi's specialty was when he was? another follow-up question. So he was an obstetrician and gynecologist. So apart from name 2 structures on campus that are named after John Jipangwe in full. We can, you say? Yes. But what is Egypt? It's not the John Jipangwe Library.
Abodi Docent.
So there's a follow-up. So please stand and answer the follow-up question. So this one is hard. So apart from being known as the father and founder of the College of Medicine, name another thing that Professor John Jipangwe was and is still famous for in his field. If you've been to Ops and Gynae, you should know.
She is in Ops and Gynae.
You should know. Do you know? Do I have the copy? Yeah. Let's answer quickly so we can proceed. Does anybody know? You get the prize if you answer this one.
That is the young hand.
And then what happened following the visit?
Me.
I think that's when they brought the Okay.
Full name.
But basically that's the answer. So because of John Jipangwe, why we have the Gogo Judge in Kamadeni the wing, because he invited the president to come and see the ward, and after that they initiated the building of the wing.
Amen.
So it's good to have knowledge of your university, but thank you very much.
So the lady
Zigomo. Mene pudila na rome moja. That's when I saw history. Chabino.
So before we go to the next activity, I would like to say thank you to our TSA for standing from the first awards in Balago. Mercy, may you just stand. Happy birthday, Bangwana. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The guest of honor and the other guests would like to leave. Agabumeji. Yeah, if you don't need a good man nafe, the gentleman Baba Bukadi and Mamena will look up to. Eddie, the Kurubiri of Jogarero. This is the back team of Wayne phone and was that Antibody. A good coffee. All about my coffee was a macare. Who discovered stuff for years. Chairman, thank you very much for being with us. God bless you.